She said, "I'm making a list of the pros and cons of our relationship." Then she asked me to leave the room. I said, "Take your time." Then I made my own list. It had only one word. The note she found after finishing her list: "I'm Alex, 34, and I've been with Jenna for 4 years. We moved in together after 18 months, got a dog together after 2 years, and everyone always said we were the couple. You know the type. Finishing each other's sentences, couples' Halloween costumes, the works. My mom loved her. Her dad loved me. We had the whole future mapped out. Until 3 weeks ago when she sat me down at our kitchen table with her laptop open and a notepad in front of her. "I've been thinking," she said, not making eye contact. "I need to figure out if this is really working." I looked at the notepad. She'd drawn a line down the middle. Pros on the left, cons on the right. "You're making a list," I said. "I just need clarity, Alex. We've been together 4 years and I feel like we're stuck. I need to process whether we should keep going or if we're just comfortable." My stomach dropped, but I kept my face neutral. "Okay. Can you give me some space? Maybe go for a drive or something? I need to do this alone without feeling like you're watching me decide our future." I stood up slowly. "Take your time." I walked to our bedroom, grabbed my phone, and sat on the edge of the bed. I could hear her in the kitchen, pen scratching on paper. Each stroke felt like a judgment. I opened my notes app and typed one word: leave. Then I printed it out on our printer in the bedroom, folded it, and left it on the coffee table in the living room before I actually did leave the apartment. I drove to my buddy Marcus's place across town. It was 7:30 p.m. on a Thursday. Traffic was light. I kept my hand steady on the wheel, but my mind was racing. 4 years. 4 years, and she needed a pros and cons list like she was buying a car. Marcus took one look at my face and handed me a beer without a word. We sat on his balcony overlooking the parking lot. "She's making a list," I told him. "Pros and cons of our relationship." "Jesus Christ. Yeah. What are you gonna do?" I shrugged and took a long drink. I left her a note. "What did it say?" "You'll find out." Marcus didn't push. We sat there for 2 hours, mostly in silence. He told me about his day at work, some story about his boss being an idiot. Normal stuff. I barely heard half of it. Around 9:30, I checked my phone. No texts, no calls. "I should head back," I said. "You sure?" "Yeah. Might as well face it." When I got back to the apartment, the lights were dim. Jenna was sitting on the couch, my note crumpled in her hand, her eyes red and puffy. Her list was still on the kitchen table. I could see the columns from where I stood. "What the hell is this?" she said, voice shaking. She held up my crumpled note. "My list," I said calmly. I closed the door behind me and set my keys on the counter. "This isn't funny, Alex." "I'm not laughing." I sat down in the chair across from her, not the couch. I wanted distance. "You asked me to leave while you decided if I was worth keeping." That told me everything I needed to know. I was trying to be rational about this. "We have problems. Then talk to me about them. Like a partner. Don't sit me down like a performance review and tell me to fuck off while you calculate my value." She stared at me, tears streaming down her face. "That's not what I was doing." "That's exactly what you were doing." So I made my decision too. "You're breaking up with me over this?" "You were considering breaking up with me while I waited in timeout like a kid." I kept my voice level, controlled. I wasn't going to yell. "I'm not doing that. I'm not sitting around while you decide if I make the cut." She started crying harder. "Alex, please." I was just confused. I've been stressed with work, and my mom's been calling constantly about her health stuff, and I needed to organize my thoughts. "Did you finish your list?" She hesitated, wiping her nose with her sleeve. "Yes." "What did it say?" "It doesn't matter now. It matters to me." She reached for the notepad on the coffee table, her hands trembling. "More pros than cons. I was going to tell you I wanted to work on things. That we should try couples therapy or take a trip together or something." "How many cons?" "Alex, How many? She looked at the paper. 8. And prose, 11. I nodded slowly, letting that sink in. So I won by 3 points. Congratulations to me. You're being cruel. I'm being honest. You reduced 4 years to a scorecard. I'm just playing the same game. I stood up. I'm sleeping in the bedroom. You can take the couch or go to your sister's. I don't care which. Alex, wait. I didn't wait. I closed the bedroom door and locked it. Update 1. She moved out 2 days later. Saturday morning, 9 a.m., her sister Amy showed up with a U-Haul. Jenna had been staying with Amy since that Thursday night. I'd barely seen her. She came by Friday afternoon while I was at work and packed most of her clothes. We split everything down the middle. Very civil. Very adult. She took the couch we'd bought together at IKEA. I kept the TV. She took the kitchen table. I kept the coffee maker. We created a shared Google Doc to track who got what, like we were dividing assets in a divorce. Charlie, our golden retriever mix, was the hardest part. We agreed on alternating weeks. I got him first. I'll text you next Saturday for the switch, she said, not looking at me as she loaded boxes into Amy's car. Fine. Alex. She turned around, eyes wet again. I'm really sorry. I know I messed up. I got scared and I didn't know how to handle it. Okay. That's it? Just okay? What do you want me to say, Jenna? You want me to tell you it's fine? It's not fine, but you're leaving, so it doesn't matter anymore. She nodded and got in the car. Amy gave me an apologetic look before driving away. I closed the door and sat on the floor in my empty living room. Charlie came over and put his head in my lap. Then Marcus called me 5 days later. It was Wednesday evening. I was making dinner, pasta, nothing fancy. Man, I gotta tell you something, he said. His voice had that tone, the one that means bad news. My buddy Derek had been at Murphy's bar the night before and saw Jenna there with some guy. Not just talking, holding hands, kissing at the bar like they were the only 2 people in the world. Derek said the bartender knew them. Said they'd been coming in for weeks, like even before you guys broke up. I stood there in my kitchen, wooden spoon in my hand, sauce starting to burn. I turned off the stove. What's his name? Derek didn't catch it, but he got a photo. I'm sending it now. My phone buzzed. I opened the message. There she was, Jenna, laughing at something this tall guy with a beard was saying, his hand on her lower back, possessive, familiar. She was wearing the blue top I'd bought her for her birthday last year. The timestamp on the photo said 10:47 p.m. The date was from 2 weeks before she made her goddamn list. I called her immediately. She answered on the 3rd ring. Alex? What? Who's the guy? Silence. I could hear traffic in the background. She was outside somewhere. Jenna, who is he? I don't know what you're talking about. Derek saw you last night at Murphy's. Don't lie to me. I have a photo. More silence, longer this time. Then a shaky breath. His name is Ryan. How long? It's not what you think. How long? 2 months, but we've just been talking, getting coffee. He was helping me figure out my feelings about us, about our future. I laughed. It came out bitter and sharp, surprising even me. So you made your little list while you were already halfway out the door with someone else lined up. It wasn't like that. I met him at work, and we became friends, and then it got confusing, and I didn't know what to do. You made me leave our apartment while you decided between me and your backup plan. Alex, please, don't call me again. I hung up before she could respond. My hands were shaking. I looked at my pasta, now ruined and stuck to the bottom of the pan. Charlie whined from his bed in the corner. Yeah, buddy, I said to him. I know. Update 2. Here's where I might be the asshole, but I honestly don't care anymore. Jenna worked at a marketing firm downtown called Innovate Solutions. Small company, maybe 30 people total. Everyone knew everyone's business. Her boss, Patricia Huang, had always been friendly with me at company holiday parties and summer barbecues. She'd told me once over drinks that she valued workplace professionalism above everything else. It was her #1 rule. So I sent Patricia an email. I thought about it for exactly one day, then did it Friday morning before I could talk myself out of it. Nothing dramatic, nothing emotional. Just, "Hi, Patricia. Hope you're well. I wanted to let you know that Jenna and I have ended our relationship. I recently learned she'd been involved with Ryan, I'm assuming Ryan Castellano from the Chicago office, while we were still together. I understand workplace relationships happen, but I thought you should know in case there are any policy considerations regarding supervisor-subordinate relationships. Best, Alex. Ryan was her direct supervisor. I'd met him once at a company event 2 years ago. Seemed like a nice enough guy. Apparently nice enough that Jenna wanted to trade up. Jenna called me 2 days later, Sunday afternoon. I was at the hardware store buying light bulbs. "You got Ryan in trouble. HR is investigating both of us. What the hell is wrong with you?" I walked to my car before responding. I stated facts. If facts got him in trouble, that's on him. This could affect my career. Patricia pulled me into her office yesterday and grilled me for an hour. Do you have any idea how humiliating that was? Should have thought about that before you used our relationship as a placeholder while you test drove your boss. You're being vindictive and cruel, and I'm being honest. Something you should try sometime. She hung up on me. I heard through Marcus, who heard from Derek, who apparently knew someone in Jenna's company, this city is too small, that Ryan got transferred back to the Chicago office within a week. Jenna got a formal written warning about workplace conduct that went in her permanent file. No one got fired, but everyone at the company knew what happened. Part of me felt guilty. A small part. Most of me didn't. Update 3. This is where it gets weird. Jenna's sister, Amy, reached out to me 3 weeks after the HR thing. We'd always gotten along. She was the reasonable one in Jenna's family, the one who didn't cause drama at every holiday dinner. "Can we meet for coffee?" she texted. "I want to talk to you about something. Please. It's important." We met at a Starbucks near my office on a Tuesday morning. I took a late start to work. Amy was already there when I arrived, sitting in the corner with 2 coffees in front of her. "I got you a black coffee," she said. "That's still how you take it, right?" "Yeah, thanks." She looked nervous, picking at her cardboard sleeve. "Jenna doesn't know I'm here, but I think you should know some things." I sipped my coffee and waited. She told me that Jenna had been having panic attacks since everything blew up. Full-on, hyperventilating, can't catch her breath panic attacks. That she'd admitted to Amy she'd sabotaged our relationship on purpose because she was terrified of commitment. That Ryan had been a distraction, a way to create an exit strategy without having to be the bad guy who just broke up with me. "She wanted you to break up with her," Amy said quietly, looking at me with these sad eyes. "The list thing was a test. She wanted to see if you'd fight for her or let her go. She thought if you really loved her, you'd beg her not to leave." I stared at my coffee, watched the steam rise. "That's twisted." "I know. I told her that. I told her she needed therapy, that what she did was manipulative and wrong. But she's my sister, and she's falling apart, and I thought maybe if you two talked—" "No. Alex. She played games with me for months. She cheated on me emotionally, if not physically, made me feel like I wasn't good enough, reduced 4 years to a scorecard, and now I'm supposed to feel bad because her manipulation backfired?" Amy looked down at her hands. "She really loved you. She still does. She had a fucked up way of showing it." Amy nodded slowly, tears in her own eyes now. "I know. I'm sorry. I had to try for her." "I get it. You're being a good sister, but my answer is still no." We finished our coffee in uncomfortable silence. She hugged me before we left, told me to take care of myself. I never heard from Amy again after that day. Final update. It's been 3 months now since Jenna made her list. I kept the apartment. Got used to how empty it feels. Rearranged the furniture so it doesn't look like something's missing. Bought a new couch. A nice one. Leather. Way better than the IKEA thing we had. Jenna moved in with Ryan in Chicago. They're actually together now. Official relationship status on Facebook and everything. I don't follow her anymore, but Marcus checked for me. Whether that's romantic or pathetic depends on your perspective, I guess. I got full custody of Charlie after Jenna admitted she couldn't handle a dog in her new apartment. It was a text message. Ryan's building doesn't allow big dogs. Can you take him permanently? I'm sorry. I didn't respond. I just kept him. He's sleeping on my feet right now as I type this. Best decision she ever made, giving him up. My mom keeps asking if I'm dating. Sunday dinners are becoming an interrogation. There's a nice girl at my yoga class, she says. You should meet her. I smile and change the subject. I'm not ready. Maybe I won't be for a while. I've been on 2 dating apps and immediately deleted them both. The idea of small talk and first dates and getting to know someone new and wondering if they're making mental lists about me makes me want to throw my phone into the river. Marcus says I should talk to someone, like professionally, a therapist. You've got trust issues now, man, he said last week. That's not something you just get over. Maybe he's right. I don't know. What I do know is this. I wasted 4 years on someone who saw our relationship as a spreadsheet, who needed to quantify whether I was worth keeping, who used me as a safety net while she explored other options, who tested me instead of talking to me. And when she asked me to leave the room that day, she was really asking me to prove my worth, to fight and beg and convince her I deserved to stay. Instead, I walked away. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I'd stayed. If I'd watched her write those lists, seen her weigh me against her fears and her side piece and whatever else made the cons column. If I'd fought for her like she apparently wanted. But then Charlie groans in his sleep and shifts his weight on my feet, and I remember that I don't have to wonder anymore. I already made my list. It only needed 1 word. Edit 1. Yes. I know emailing her boss was petty. No, I don't regret it. Ryan was her supervisor and they hid a relationship that violated company policy. Facts are facts. Edit 2. To everyone DMing me asking if I'd take her back if she apologized, the answer is no. Some things you don't come back from. Trust isn't something you can fix with an apology. Edit 3. Charlie is a golden retriever mix, and yes, he is a very good boy. Best boy, actually. Edit 4. Someone asked what was on her cons list. I looked at it before she took it with her. Things like, doesn't want to travel enough, too comfortable with routine, doesn't push me to grow, and we never fight. Apparently being stable and peaceful was a problem.